HeyGears finally did it. They listened to the community and implemented a new open material mode, allowing you to print with any resin that you want to print with, allowing you to input any of the settings, fine-tune those, and get those printing on your HeyGears RS or RS Turbo resin 3D printers. This was easily one of the biggest things that myself and a lot of others were recommending that HeyGears do for this ever awesome 3D printer right here. This is the RS Turbo. I absolutely love printing with this machine, and it has quickly become one of my go-to resin 3D printers just because of how reliable it is with its pre-built-in settings for all of those existing HeyGears materials. But what happens when you want to print with something that's not a HeyGears specific resin? Well, in the past, people have done and tested this out, including myself, testing out other existing resins with those existing HeyGears profiles with moderate success. But now with these new options available inside of Blueprint Studio, you can pick any resin that you want to print with, load it up in the printer, and start testing it out to see what settings work well for you. So today I'm gonna be putting this to the test and trying out a bunch of different resins that I enjoy printing with, walking you through the process of how you can actually calibrate your resins to get the best possible print results. And we'll even be doing some print comparisons to existing HeyGears resins. Now, I did want to mention right off the bat that this video is being sponsored by HeyGears. However, they're not influencing anything that I have to say about this open material mode or any of the tests that I am running with this. However, they are running some promotional sales on their RS and RS Turbo printers. From June 23rd to June 26th, you can get the RS printer for $499. And then from June 23rd to July 4th, you can pick up the RS Turbo, which I'm showing off in printing here that I love printing with. That's on sale for $599. And what might be even more of a shocker is they have their PAB 10 resin, which is their sort of their basic entry line level of resin, on sale for $19. This would be worthwhile for anybody printing, even if it's not a HeyGears printer, but if you're specifically picking up the RS or RS Turbo, there are already pre-built out profiles for this resin, so it's gonna be optimally tuned for both of these 3D printers, and we'll definitely be doing some prints and comparisons with this PAB 10 resin. Now, to get started with the open material mode, you are gonna need Blueprint Studio, which is their resin slicer that's completely free to use with their 3D printers, and it's a really capable slicer that has a ton of functionality baked into it. You're gonna start a new project, select your printer, and then when it comes to the resin selections, there's now an open material option that we're gonna be choosing from, and then you can choose from a different set of layer heights that you might wanna print with. I'm gonna be printing everything at a 0.05 layer height here. One quick thing that I wanna call out that I did not realize was baked into this printer is in the top left-hand corner, there is a parts library that you can access, and there is actually a calibration piece that you can run and import in here, and it will bring this into the project and allow you to slice and work with this particular file, or you can bring in any other cones of calibration or whatever kind of print you might want to print with for this open material test. And on the last tab is where we're going to find the printing process editor, which is where you can come in and refine your first layer exposure, the second layer exposure times, the transition layers, the regular exposure, which is your normal exposure. There's also settings for your support exposure time, which is really cool, and then your light intensity and dimensional accuracy. And when it comes to actually setting up your test, I would really recommend just sticking to some of the basics here, which are the regular layer exposure time, the transition layer counts, potentially your second layer exposure time, and then the first layer exposure time. I would also, for your very first test with any resin, just stick with this basic profile. It works like 90% of the time for a lot of the resins that I played with. So definitely stick with that and then slightly adjust from there. They've also allowed you to create presets. Thank you. This is hugely helpful for anybody working with a large variety of resins like I typically do. However, currently there's no way to update those presets. If you wanted to edit one, you're gonna have to just create a new preset and then delete the old one. Now, one call out that I have as a downside of HeyGears' own system of their predefined profiles is occasionally, like this very first print here that I printed with this PAB 10 resin, not to be confused with the PAB 10 resin that I mentioned earlier, I ended up running into some print failures with these pre-supported models from FotisMint. Now, normally with any other resin 3D printer, this is typically where I would go in and bump up the exposure ever so slightly to help correct this. However, there is no way to adjust those settings with these pre-built out profiles from HeyGears for their own resins. So what I ended up doing to get this to print properly was I went back and printed the unsupported models using the auto support system available in the Blueprint Studio, and these turned out so much better. Now, I did not go back and reprint the base for this model, and we'll use this as a set of comparisons with this other set of resin. But with this PAP 10 HeyGears resin, it's a little bit of a darker gray, so it really helps accentuate all the details on this Poseidon model, AKA not Aquaman. Now for the open material mode test, I ended up going with one of my absolute favorite resins that I use just about on every printer, which is Siraya Tech's Fast Resin. This is their basic gray resin, and I was able to fine tune this at a 0.18 exposure time. But as expected, the HeyGears printer is showing off the details of both of these prints so incredibly well. Obviously you're gonna just have to fine tune some of those settings as we're going through these. And in some cases, my settings that I'm showing you here might not work for you and your environment. Next, let's try and print with some of the SUNLU ABS-Like resin. And one thing that I love about this resin is that it includes some recommended exposure settings for you to start with. And in regards to calibrating your resin, I do really enjoy printing with the cones of calibration. The V3 version of this model has a whole bunch of different tests that are included with this, not only the cones aspect where you're gonna see a success side versus a failure side to help you understand if your exposure is set correctly, but you can also try to break free the little sword and then insert that into a variety of different areas inside this print to see how well everything fits. Now, one thing that I did differently with this set of prints is that I took some of the files that come pre-supported from FotisMint and loaded those up along with the same files that I used the auto supports in Blueprint Studio and got those parts printed with this 1.8 second exposure setting. And I did in fact see that the supports were breaking free from a few of those parts. So that let me know that I needed to bump up the exposure and then get this reprinted. And even when I did that, unfortunately, some of the parts for that base broke free from the print in the printing process. And as a comparison, I loaded up some of the HeyGears PAB 10 resin that's currently on sale for $19 and got this printed, and it turned out so good. This all printed beautifully here on the RS Turbo. And aside from the base not correctly printing on one of them, again, I could probably just adjust the exposure or run the auto supports on that base file and reprint that. But the actual details on both of these look fantastic. The ABS-Like gray is slightly darker of a gray shade than the PAB 10, but again, both of the details are captured very nicely here off of the RS Turbo in both of these affordable resins. And I know resin 3D printing miniatures is an ever popular thing with anybody with a resin 3D printer, so I found some of these from LootStudios, printing them in both the PAB 10 and that SUNLU ABS-Like resin as a comparison. And again, as expected, had zero issues printing either of these with either the 1.8 second exposure setting for the SUNLU or using the pre-built-in profiles with the PAB 10. Now, and I think the big difference between these two is just that subtle shade difference between the SUNLU and the PAB 10. The print times were also not that wildly different between either of them, and I did confirm with HeyGears as to why the PAB 10 wasn't printing even faster than the SUNLU. I thought maybe because it was so well dialed in, it would print even faster, but they said that they're really focused in not on print speed, but optimizing their resin for print results to get the best possible prints, not necessarily the fastest prints. I also want to mention, if you're not already on the HeyGears Blueprint Studio Facebook group, there is a ton of great information being shared between the community there, including I directly saw someone testing out the SUNLU 14K ABS-Like resin and shared their settings, so I didn't even bother testing this out. I just took their settings and ran with it for the next set of prints, which was this awesome, and I mean absolutely awesome looking pen holder from LootStudios. I cannot get over how incredible this particular model is. Highly recommend this one here, and it looks incredible with this 14K like resin. I also printed that with the same PAB 10 resin, just as a comparison. Honestly, I can't tell the difference between a 14K resin or a regular resin. I'm not really seeing a visual difference between the two. I honestly think it's mostly down to the printer and the settings for those particular resins. And the print results, again, look incredibly sharp where you're seeing lots of tiny details on both of these prints. Again, this is just going to be slightly darker than the PAB 10 here. Now, one of my favorite resins that's out there, and it is a little bit more expensive, is the Prusament line of resins because of how vibrant the colors are when printing with them. So I took my favorite, which is this violet purple, loaded this up here and found this model off of MakerWorld that I got auto-supported using the Blueprint Studio and got this printed. This was using a 2.2 second normal exposure setting for this Prusament resin. This is, since it is so dark and deep and rich in color, the exposure times I do find have to be bumped up ever so slightly depending on the printer that you're working with and all of the supports. But everything cleaned up really nicely after curing and drying and all that good stuff. I ended up seeing a chalky surface on the exterior of this printed model, and it might be due to me. I left it in the IPA for way too long. So after getting this all cleaned up, I ended up taking some matte clear coat and applying that to it, and it helped really clean this up. And this model is fantastic. Again, a really cool one here if you have a resin printer and want to capture all of the amazing detail. It is going to require an absolute ton of supports, but you can easily break those away, especially if you are using Blueprint Studio. I find those auto supports out of that system are just fantastic. And of course, saving the best for last, I wanted to try and find a resin that was close to one of my favorite resins from HeyGears. This is their PARP 10 Orange Clay. I just love how everything visually looks. After printing with this red clay-like resin material, and here are some files from Wexter that I previously printed off of this, and I just love the color and shade of how all of these models work. So I ended up finding this SUNLU Red Wax resin that I've never printed with before, so I fired up a Cones of Calibration and one of the HeyGear calibration test prints, and honestly, this turned out great right off of the bat with a 1.8 second exposure. However, one of the cones on the success side slightly failed, so I know that was being a little bit aggressive. So I was gonna bump this up to a 2-second exposure for all the next set of prints. This is a Clayface model that I found from Danu Navarro over on Instagram, and I bought the files for this print, and I ended up hollowing it out, adding holes, and using the auto support functions inside Blueprint Studio to get all these files up and printing using this SUNLU Red Wax resin. One other thing I want to mention is, again, I found some awesome set of support setting recommendations that they recommended changing if you're not printing anything that's solid and is going to weigh a lot. So if you're printing anything that has lots of detail, but you want it to print as with less support marks as possible, they recommended going in and changing the contact shape to none and embedded depth to 0.05. So I created a preset for that, got all these files supported other than the base that I printed solid, and ended up using the default support settings for that. And all of these prints removed so effortlessly from the build plate surface, and I was able to get all of those supports removed and all these parts cleaned up, and look how amazing this Clayface statue turned out. I ended up scaling up all of the parts to 120%, maxing out the build volume here on the RS Turbo. This is exactly the type of project that gets me excited about resin 3D printing and this open material mode that HeyGears has now introduced. Now, as usual, I have a little bit of feedback for the HeyGears team on this new open material mode that could help make things even better for us, the users of this. The first of which being the one that they're already working on, which is a multi-exposure test functionality baked into the software or to the printer. That would make this process of testing out different resin settings so much easier than having to print one at a time, potentially cleaning up any print failures in between those. You name it, it would just make the entire process so much easier. The other is with all of those presets that we can now create, it would be great if there was an import and export function so that we can share those with other members of the community so that we can continue to build out this library of different resin supports for the RS and RS Turbo. And speaking of those profiles, I would still like to see HeyGears produce, even if it was just a handful of other predefined profiles for some of these other third-party resins in the future. I think that would be a fantastic move on the part of HeyGears. The last one is a small one because once you know where it is, you're never gonna have the issue again, but I could not for the life of me figure out where the open material settings were in the slicer, and it's because the button isn't called anything open material like it is everywhere else in the software. It's called Print Process Editor. So if that could be updated to say open material editor or open material settings, I think that would make so much more sense, especially for new users coming in trying to find that and make adjustments to those settings. But again, it's a very minor one because once you know where it is, you know where to go. Now, there's a reason why so many people have such high praise for the HeyGears Resin 3D printers, myself included, and that's because they've tried to make the process of getting started with resin 3D printing as simple as possible. Everything from getting your prints prepared using Blueprint Studio, including their awesome auto support system, to wirelessly sending your print job to your HeyGears printer and then having the actual printer monitor the print job with its built-in sensors to make sure that everything is printing properly, and if it's not, it alerts you using the Blueprint mobile app. And now, with the addition of open materials, this allows you to expand on this functionality even further by printing with any resin that you'd like to try and print with. But let me know in the comments what you think of this new open material mode for HeyGears and their RS and RS Turbo line of 3D printers. Again, if you're interested in these 3D printers or their PAB 10 resin that's on sale for $19, I'll have links to these down below where you can take advantage of that. I'll also have links to all of the files that I've printed as well as all the other resins that I've worked with. And if you're interested in my exact resin profile settings for each of these resins for the HeyGears 3D printer, I'll have links to my Patreon, which I want to say a huge thank you to all my Patreon supporters for your continued support, me making videos just like this one here. If you're interested in more information about my Patreon, you'll obviously find links to that down below. But I want to say thanks so much for watching. I'm so thrilled with how this Clayface statue turned out. You have no idea how excited I am. It's literally the perfect color resin for this. There's almost zero support marks on the model for me to clean up. I literally just need to go in and paint the eyes and teeth and the base, and it will be done. I'm so excited about this model. Hey, thanks so much for watching, you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye now. I almost forgot to mention one of the craziest things. If you have not already heard, HeyGears is going to be releasing a new UV resin printer, and I don't have much details on it other than what's been posted online about that I'll show here on screen. But one of the craziest things is that it's going to allow you to print 3D objects, not just layered of UV printed objects, but actual 3D objects in soluble supports. This is gonna be absolutely insane. Fingers crossed I'm gonna be getting my hands on that and showing it to you very soon.